Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Palmisano here, and I was on Instagram this morning, and the subject of Doc Watson came up, and the acoustic guitar. And Doc Watson might be my favorite guitar player of all time. But he used, when he wasn't flat picking, a thumb pick. The thumb pick would be on the thumb, right? And then he would mimic the sound of the drums, the kick and the snare, by alternating between the low part of a chord to the middle part of the chord with just his thumb going back and forth. And then he would use pretty much just his first finger to get the harmony and the melody. Now, I always tried to achieve that sound, but I never could. I was always terrible with the thumb pick, and I had transformed by that time in my guitar progression into a hybrid picker. My buddy Noah and I, got into this at the same time. We're listening to Doc Watson, and both kind of transitioned into hybrid picking. And we together kind of developed this style playing together where we kept these three fingers as a hybrid player, thinking about the harmony and the melody, but instead of having a thumb pick, you literally just taking the finger and flicking the meat, right? The actual strings in the middle of the guitar to get the sound of the snare, right? And check it out. You can take a chord, like, what is it? Deep River Blues. E7, right? E7. Doc would take his thumb and he'd go E for the kick. He'd take his thumb over, and then he'd get this flat 7 and the major third on the 4th and 3rd strings on the middle part, and he'd mute it with the palm of his right hand, and he'd go kick, snare. And then with his first finger, he'd get the harmony and the melody on this end. But I could never get my thumb. I could never get my thumb to alternate like that and get the percussion, because I needed and then do just the harmony and melody with one finger. I mean, Doc was exceptional. And so what resulted of all this is making what I call the flick and keeping that hybrid approach. So you got the same chord. Instead of having your thumb alternate, we're going to thumb for our kick, and we're going to flick those same two in the middle for our snare. You hear those drums? And then that leaves these three, because again, hybrid picking, right? You're used to this, right? To add your harmony and then your melody. So you can start with right? And now add the melody. It's been a while, but that's the basic thing. You're getting the sound of the drums with an acoustic guitar. Like, that's why you play acoustic, because you get that percussive element. That's what you don't get when you play an electric, right? This functions like a drum. And I haven't found any technique which brings that out, which fills the room with the total amount of percussive output of an acoustic guitar, like literally flicking it. So you get that sound, and you're free to still do a hybrid approach, thinking in terms of triad for your harmonies and your melodies with these three fingers. So it's really a complementary thing for hybrid players. And obviously, you can do it in any progression, whatever. You're just thinking like drums with your thumb for the kick and your flick for your snare. Not the cleanest thing in the world, but you get the idea. Try the flick. I hope you like it. And if you like the way I teach, you like the way I play, or you want to support this channel, I hope you'll consider clicking the first link in the description, joining me over at guitargate.com for all my courses. It's $10. I'd love to be your online teacher. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.